Hi, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of Second Sight Cast. I'm joined, as always, by
It's Sharon here.
yes, Sharon. We are here together, and
I hope so.
I hope so too. I'm sensing a disturbance in the force. I feel like we are not alone.
No, we are not alone. Absolutely not. We have invaders in the camp.
Invaders in the camp. Oh
Yeah.
no!
Yes, we have invaders. We have a surprise for you listeners.
Actually, we have two surprises.
We have two surprises, and they are both definitely not invaders. They're actually both very charming people. We have special guests this episode, listeners. So it's not just going to be our boring voices, it's going to be four of us this time.
Yes, quadruple trouble.
Yes. Welcome to Elizabeth and Chrissy, who will introduce themselves presently.
Right. So I'm Chrissy and I have known Kira and Sharon a good while. And I'm excited to come on to the cast and participate in the shenanigans along with my friend Elizabeth. So this is going to be 4 times the fun and 4 times the chaos. So let the chaos begin.
Yes, hi, I'm Elizabeth, and I'm trying not to laugh because you guys are so funny, but I'm truly honored to be part of your podcast.
Amazing. Well, guys, I think what we could do to kind of introduce you guys a bit more to our listeners and um kind of start off things because they're, me and Sharon. They're like these ladies, we already know them. So I would love for our audience, which by the way, we see that you guys have been growing and we're just so honored to have you guys along the journey with us, especially because Sharon and I started this podcast just as a way to get back to the world of Second Sight, which is the title of Sharon's book. Not an ad, by the way. You don't have to go and read it. I mean, it would be great if you did read it, but you don't have to go and buy it. That's not the
It is
reason.
a good read.
Yeah,
That's a good read to put on Goodreads if you do
yeah,
Goodreads.
exactly. But the point is that we started this podcast as a way of returning back to that fun time. And I just want to say we are 5 episodes in, so thank you guys for helping to keep us going. Now, enough of my rambling. How about let's start off with
No, hold on a second. I want to come in a second. Give me a second. Right.
okay.
I'm so honored. Not just you, Kira. I am really, really honored and humbled that we have had growing listenership. It is amazing. I'm not talking about my book because I don't like to talk about myself. I prefer other people to do that for me. So I don't. But no, I'm really honored. I'm really honored, everybody, for the listenership going up. And you know what? It's so humbling whenever Kira tells me the stats because she does all the technical stuff. She is the genius behind it, all this.
I am
No,
not a genius.
but I'm so honored and so humbled. And yes, it is. It really was just about getting back into everything. And we're going to get bigger and bigger and bigger because we've got many things planned. Anyway,
Yeah.
most importantly, back to our special guests. So let's start with Chrissy because Chrissy has been a member of our group MagicKal Grove since pretty much the beginning. She actually joined even before Kira came on board.
I know.
Start with Chrissy first because she's a seasoned member, and I don't mean seasoned as in age. I mean seasoned as in she's been with us a long time. And Elizabeth is more as one of our newer members, so it's good to get a perspective from somebody who's just joined and somebody who's been here from the beginning. So basically, the question I want to ask, I know Kira will want to ask questions as well, and Elizabeth, if you want to come in, you're very welcome to join us. We're just having a discussion about the group and the grove and all that kind of stuff. So so, Chrissy, what how do you feel about being involved for such a long time? I mean, I'm amazed you're still with us because of all the madness and the fun we have.
Well, the madness and the fun is one of the reasons to stay. You know, there's precious little fun in our lives these days. And so I hang on to every scrap of it I can get. If something is no longer fun, I am no longer interested. So this is a mark of distinction for you all.
Wow,
Wow.
that's wonderful.
So uh, I'm very much interested in self-reflection and growth and learning. I'm a very introspective person. I'm a very introverted person, which is why you won't see me in the public eye very much. I hide behind the scenes. It's my favorite place. But I have learned a ton from you two and from all the other members of the Grove, old and new. And I'm sure I will continue to do so throughout my time with you all. And that, after all, is what it's all about. If you aren't learning, you aren't living. Am I right?
Yes,
Absolutely.
definitely.
Absolutely. Yes, 100%. And thank you. That is so humbling to hear.
Yes, it's lately it's been evolving in some new and fascinating directions, and watching that has been an experience. And so I can't wait to see all the new things the rest of the year will bring to the group.
Yay! And Elizabeth, you've been with us for a couple of months, and it's just been amazing to see your progress and what a natural gift you have also. What was your first impression of maybe like the first lesson, or I don't want to call them lessons, 'cause that sounds so formal. The first meeting you came to?
Mhm.
Just tell us what you were thinking, because I'm like really curious.
Well, I was thinking back on what actually, well, I think it was August that I joined, so
That's
a few
correct. Yep.
months. I was thinking back, like, what brought me to the Grove? But I think it's more of the Grove came to me. I met Sharon or was acquainted with Sharon a couple of years ago in a different visually impaired group. And I guess we kind of sporadically kept in touch with each other. Right, Sharon? But one day I opened good old Facebook, and the first hit I got was an invitation to join the Magical Grove. And I'm like, okay, like, so I joined. I really didn't know much of what it was about or what it was going to be about, but I have been pleasantly surprised and it's absolutely been fascinating. I enjoyed every session, every meeting, every social chat and learning about opening up my intuition and psychic abilities it's been humbling.
Promise, we're not paying them.
No, no, no. We definitely are not giving them big fat bonuses at the end of this. It's wonderful.
Oh,
Thank you
wait, I think I
so much.
misunderstood the purpose of this podcast
Yeah,
then.
I feel like we should renegotiate.
Yeah.
We'll do
Well,
it. No, kidding.
if you win the
Kidding.
bonuses, you've got another thing coming. It's big fat zero.
No, it's been great. And I'm sure it'll just go from greatness to greatness.
That's
But
what we're hoping for, and that's what we're planning. Yes.
But you went back, Kira, you were asking about the first
Yes.
meeting, and I actually it's lovely to find a spot or a group where no judgments, no drama, you're accepted unconditionally. It's just amazing, like, to have a safe place that you just feel a part of, like part of a family.
Yeah.
We are a family. It's not okay. I know it's called Magical Grove with a K, but we are a family because we do provide not just our meetings for learning. I mean, we also learn from our social gatherings as well. And the
Yes.
social gathering, we also do any extra. Social gatherings are just as they say, a social gathering. But if any of our group members are in any difficulties and they want to have an extra time to talk about things, or maybe sometimes we would organize healing circles as well. And they are amazing because they're just somebody puts a message in our group and says, "Is anybody free for a chat?" And that's it. Everyone just jumps on the Zoom room and we come together and give that person the space to talk about whatever's going on.
Exactly. That for me, that is the magic in the magical grove, because we're just like very connected and supported and supportive of each other.
Mhm.
So, I mean, just to hear that you felt that way from the beginning, Elizabeth, is amazing.
Mhm,
And thank you so much for sharing that
mhm.
with us.
You don't feel insignificant, like every member is a major part, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. 100%. Yes.
Yes.
Every single
Even
person. We are all one.
we are
Mhm,
all one. Even Miss Chrissy over there hiding behind the scenes.
The neat thing is you can be what you want to be. If you want to come up and dance, as it were, and shine your light bright and do what you do, that's
Uh-huh.
great. If you
That's
want to find a quiet chair in the corner and write and do what you do there, you can do that.
that's
That's
fine.
great. And both of those options are equally valid and equally valuable and equally
Exactly.
valued.
Yes.
mhm,
Exactly. Oh my god, this is so exciting.
It is exciting, and it's again, to get the different perspectives, as I said earlier, is even better because for anybody thinking of joining, I mean, here is Elizabeth, who's recently joined, and Chrissy, who's a seasoned member, and they're giving you their stories and their experiences from the heart. And, this was not rehearsed or anything, by the way, guys. It's just recorded. We're just having a natural conversation.
I actually have another question for the both of you. Chrissy, you might have to think back a little further because you've been involved even longer than I have, but this might be more a top of mind for Elizabeth. Would you consider yourselves, either of you, skeptics before you joined? You
Oh,
can take that, or yeah, Chrissy, go for it because you have a very interesting perspective on things.
you're so kind. I am one of the world's skeptics. I'm one of the world's cynics. Some of you might never know this, but I tend to skepticism. I don't tend to blind faith at all. I believe in questioning everything. If you don't ask questions, what are you doing? So I very much would say yes. And to some extent, I think I always will be. But I can also say that I've had enough experiences that, shall we say, defy explanation in a logical fashion, that they have influenced my view of the universe. And I have learned things and had experiences in the company of these folks that have taught me things outside of what you can learn as a skeptic and as a kind of devotee of science, I might say. But there are who was it Einstein that had that quote, science without religion is blind, and religion without science is dumb, or something like that. So, not to promote any particular religion, that's not what this is about. But the point behind me bringing that up is so many people in this day and age are exclusively devoted to the sciences, and they have a lot to teach us, but they aren't exclusively the sources of truth in the world, in my view.
Mhm.
And we neglect those other sources of truth to our detriment. And I think this is one of the places we can learn about those other sources of truth.
Yes,
Mm.
definitely well put, Chrissy. And I'm so happy that you are a skeptic because it always makes for a very like interesting, dynamic in the lessons and in the meetings we have. Cause like you said, you're always the one to ask questions and go, wait, but how does that work? It's wonderful.
I'm the toddler. I'm the one going, but why?
Sometimes don't normally have problems finding answers for anything, but sometimes even I have to think about trying to answer her questions.
But why? And then they'll answer, and then I'll say, but yeah, but why? Teachers hated me. I'll just say that.
Okay, Elizabeth, I mean, were you a skeptic? Are you a skeptic? What's your take
What's
on all
your
this?
assessment?
No, I'm not a skeptic. I think I came more into it not as a skeptic, but out of curiosity, and
Mhm.
it's always fascinated me, but also being totally unknowledgeable, right? I want to learn.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's basically the corner I'm coming from.
Well, that's really cool. I actually didn't know that about you, Elizabeth. I mean, I would have thought actually that you probably would have been more of a skeptic, but that's really interesting. I don't know why. I don't
I don't know, it's always really fascinated me, the mystical side of things, and so I guess, yeah, skeptic, no, curiosity, very, very curious.
Well, I hope your curiosity has been a little bit, what would you call it, sated recently?
It
I hope
has,
it's been.
definitely, I would say yes, absolutely.
Well,
More actually, more than I imagined.
well, there you go. That's wonderful. Yeah, because that's what we're about. We're about trying to answer questions. We're about trying to show people that this is not some kind of mystical or supernatural thing. I mean, anybody is capable of
Mhm.
tuning into their intuition. Anybody's capable of doing what we are doing. It's. I mean, there's people who join the group on the first evening, and they are able to come up with some very interesting things that you would not expect.
Well, I mean, I think everybody has a touch of the mystical, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
Everybody.
Yep.
We all have a little bit of mystic in
Mhm.
us, and
Oh,
I'm
yes.
drawn to that. I am a secret writer of terrible poetry.
Not true, not true. I read
uh,
some of it. It's not bad at all. It's really
um,
good.
but like one of my favorite authors, there's a quote from one of his books, and it's about faith, as in like not religious faith, but like believing in something that you can't necessarily prove, whether it's that someone is a good person
Yeah.
or that things will work
Yeah.
out. He says, faith is where the falling angel meets the rising ape, right?
Love that.
It's
Mhm.
and that perspective of coming from what we are to become something more than we thought we could be and think bigger than we thought we could think is one of the things that I'm interested in for myself and for all of the groups. And you get to
Mhm.
see that happen in real time in these meetings. And that is a beautiful thing.
Yes, definitely. Amazing. That's very, very true. Sharon, do you have any other questions?
Yes, I just have one question actually. I know that we're not going to be touching on our celebrations slash rituals much in this podcast, but my question is, I know you've both been to some of our because it's not just about intuition. We also practice the wheel of the year. My question to you both is, you know, how do you feel about working with nature and working with the wheel of the year? Just to give listeners an idea, and to basically explain to them that it's not some kind of like chanting and all that kind of stuff.
I think in a couple of words, powerful and natural. Very comfortable, like nothing out of the ordinary, right? But totally out of the ordinary. It's hard to explain, but yeah, it's been amazing.
Do you feel comfortable attending them?
Yes, absolutely.
Wonderful. Okay, so over to you, Chrissy. What's your feeling about the rituals?
Listen, I am one of the world's pragmatists. If there was chanting and waving and dancing about in your underthings,
Oh.
um, all you practical people take heart. It is very comfortable. Honestly, usually the rituals are a time in one respect or another to reflect on various things and to focus on various things, whether it's what you're bringing into your life, what you're letting go out of your life, what you want to bring into your life. Each ritual is a different perspective on this kind of question. And it's also, time to celebrate the ones who've come before us, the family who've gone before us and to remember them and and remember that we still love them and keep them close to us. And you bring these two powerful things together and it makes for a deeply meaningful experience. And then you compound that and bring a group of like-minded people together. And it makes an impression and it forms a bond, and it's really nice because, again, there's no pressure, there's no expectation. Everyone knows what we're there to do, and you can do some of the same things, like, on your own if you wanna focus in even more on some things that if you don't wanna share for one reason or another, it's as much as you wanna be or as little as you wanna be, and that's great.
Our rituals actually are very safe. There is nothing that we do that's going to cause any harm or any difficulties for people who are involved, and they're completely, they're all supervised and safe and everything else. So that is something else that I want to point out
Yeah,
as
that's a
well.
good point.
By the way, Kira, I think we need to get Chrissy to write us a blog.
No.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah,
Well,
great. Yes.
about our rituals and stuff.
we
Puts
can
action.
discuss my
Yeah.
fee schedule, later.
The way you put that, Chrissy, was interrupt you, Kara, but the way you put that was absolutely amazing. And thank you so much for putting it so succinctly.
That is
Just
a tricky
listen
word, isn't
just
it?
listening to Chrissy, I mean, things coming and going, like, and intentions you wanna let go and things you wanna do. Don't you think everyone should really be doing that?
Yes.
Definitely. Yeah.
We don't give ourselves this is a bookmark. Oh god. I have to resist so hard the urge to go on a tangent. Stop me. Uh just I'll try to be succinct.
No, go, go, go.
It used to be, if I may venture an opinion on the function of religion in the Middle Ages, and promise I won't stay here very long, so bear with me, okay.
We're
That
adventuring. We're adventuring.
that used to be the bookmarked space for reflection. That was one of the things it was for, was to think about the bigger function of yourself in your life. What are you doing? What does it mean? What's the point of it all? You know, what do you want to do? Or do you like doing what you're doing? Is what you're doing, do you feel like it's good and right? It's turned into something else in a lot of cases, but that set off space and time to deliberately think about these sorts of things is what these rituals are now for. It's the same function that we should have been doing all along in all the other places. And a lot of people have cut that time and space out of their lives altogether. And to their detriment, I think it does a lot of harm. And so they're just careening along their lives obliviously. They've got no idea what they're doing or why they're doing it, or even if they want to do it, or is it going to matter in 50 years? All that stuff. We don't think about it enough. And I think these are good times to think about that. And it's important. Right. Tangent over.
No, I think you're really onto something, Chrissy. I I think that, the celebrations, the Wheel of the Year celebrations that we do, I think you're really onto something in that it kind of takes you out of the mind and puts you back in your body, puts you back in your heart. And I think a lot of people have forgotten how to be in their heart space.
And listen to their soul.
A lot of people are just like you said, kind of going about the motions of life and they're empty, but they don't know why. Like maybe they have a full belly, maybe they have a job, but still they're empty somewhere on the inside. And I really think that the rituals, following nature and having a good community, which are all things we have in the space in the grove, I think all those things are really important, and it kind of brings things back to the old ways, like you were saying. Like the Native Americans or the indigenous peoples of anywhere would have very much celebrated rituals and celebrations and
Right.
things
Their
along
practices still did that.
exactly alongside nature. And the fact that we are just so disconnected from it, I really think that there's something very harmful that we're not even fully aware of just how harmful it is to just be how do I put it? To be as disconnected as we are from the nature and from the world. So that was not a tangent. I think that was really necessary, and thank you so much for including that.
Well,
Well, I think that all of this discussion could lead us to, we could do 55 or 60 or more podcasts on all this. The thing is, it's just amazing that, as you say, so many people are not connected. And those who are only connected like for 5 minutes. Maybe they do a 5 minute meditation or something. And they think, oh, that's fine. But actually, to have that space where you can come in and be with other people is a really, really important thing. Because when you're on your own doing it, it's okay. But it's much, much better to feel the energy of the other people in the group. I think it makes a big, big thing.
humans are social creatures. I am one of the world's loners. I value my alone time deeply. Do
Mm.
not get me out of my alone time if I am not ready. But we are deeply social beings. If we spend too much time away from our fellow humans, it is detrimental to our being, our spiritual being, our mental welfare. We need each other. And we need each other to be uplifting and supportive. And so often, all we get from each other is judgment and ridicule and pressure and stress. And, there's not enough positivity and upliftment in the world of other people. And I think this is one of the rare places where you can get that.
Yeah, like going back to what I originally said, it's so refreshing to find a place that's non-judgmental and supportive.
Definitely. I think I just have two more questions for you guys. I think that we could talk about this literally for like 5 days. I mean, this is just how we are, though. These conversations are so typical, like so usual for our group. You know what I mean? Sometimes they're very deep like this, other times it could be, funny and banter and everything. But one of the questions I have well, no, I
I
was gonna
don't normally talk this much, by the way. I'm using up my quota for the next 2 weeks.
No.
Oh, you better not be, because I'm expecting that blog. I'm expecting that blog on my desk by Monday.
Fee schedule. Bonus for rush deadline. Thank you.
Yes, carry on.
Oh, sorry. You know how I get like a squirrel sometimes.
Squirrel.
Oh, okay. My question for you guys is, what's one of the things either you have enjoyed the most, look forward to the most, or maybe something that you think our listeners would be really interested in? Like maybe, like for me, one thing that I really enjoy the most out of our rituals is like the moon. when we do moon rituals, I really enjoy them. I also really enjoy the healing circles. So, like, what's one thing that you guys are most either enjoy the most or look forward to the most?
I see.
Elizabeth, do you want to go first this time? I always jump
Oh,
in.
sure, sure. I think for
Okay.
me, the thing I enjoy, well, it's really hard to pick. So that's kind of an unfair
Do
question,
too.
Kira.
Right.
It is
I,
actually because I couldn't pick it either, and I could not pick one thing in our group, but I enjoy
Yeah,
the
that's
most of
okay.
them. Sorry,
so
I don't
maybe
know how to
close to
answer
the
that.
top. Yeah, maybe close to the top would be the psychic development and learning to listen to your intuition.
Yes.
Yeah, that
That's,
is
yeah,
really powerful,
yeah.
especially if you're really focused on logic like I am. When you're a child, your intuition is kind of in charge, but through the process of becoming an adult, a lot of the pressure is on put away that instinct. Instinct means you're out of logical control, and we prize logic in our society, don't we?
Hmm.
So getting back in touch with something so kind of elemental, it feels very deep, very powerful. It's a different part of your nature that it's very easy to forget that you even have. And then you feel that again, and it feels ancient and
Hmm.
powerful and deep and wild, and like seeing a wild river for the first time when all you've grown up with is city. It's an experience and you'll never forget it.
Definitely.
Was
Agree with you.
yours?
See, they're always keeping me on track. I'm always trying to lurk and they won't let me.
No chance.
I think I really like the meditations. I love being able to turn off my logical mind and kind of dive into myself and see what I find there. And I also like hearing what my fellow members of the Grove are kind of manifesting for themselves, intending for themselves, watching them grow and become the people they want to be and help each other become the people we want to be. Just the positive cycle of the circle is a really nice thing to see because it's really rare.
Ooh,
I just thought of something actually.
uh-huh.
Thank you, Chrissy, because you've just given me a really
You're
good
welcome.
idea. Um, okay, so for me, I love everything about the group. It's as simple as that. But I love to see people being empowered.
Yeah.
Empowerment is a very small word with a big meaning. And I love to see how they grow from saplings to strong trees. That is the big thing for me. Watching the growth, watching the progress, and most of all, watching the confidence. People come
Mm,
into the group, and some of them are very they're just starting off and they're curious, but they're thinking, they're questioning, even for themselves, like, is this real? But
right. I'm
actually,
like, I can't do
after,
any of that. You got to have some special thing or
yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yeah.
after a few weeks, watching them progress. We had one person came in recently, and within that same evening, they were talking about things that they never thought they actually could talk about. And it was amazing just watching the empowerment. So yeah, that's what I get from being with the group. It's wonderful.
Very cool. I just love hearing like everyone's input. And I just, like I said, I couldn't think of a better way to say it other than favorites. So it was kind of a crappy wording, but I did get
Highlights, maybe?
highlights. Yeah. Yeah, I like that better. Chrissy, you're going to take my job.
No, no, thank you. You're very good at it.
No, I'm not. I'm just winging it.
I would always
Building
wait.
the airplane while we're flying it, baby. That's the magic.
Yes, with a K. Okay, last question for everybody, and then I will shut up and let everybody return to their daily activities. My last question for you guys is what would you tell somebody who is maybe thinking about exploring spirituality, exploring what it means to be introspective, maybe looking into joining our group or just, those kind of things. What would you say to somebody who's just starting the journey?
Wow.
Hmm. It's a tough one.
I would say, come on in and be welcomed with open arms. No judgments, no drama, as people said earlier in the podcast. I would say, please come and even listen, even if you don't want to get involved, please come and listen and then draw your own conclusions. There's nothing scary or harmful about joining. There is nothing, you're not going to go away with having you're not going to be going away kind of with more. You probably will go away with more questions, but the questions that you were going away with will be positive. You will probably go away feeling very refreshed and very relaxed. So yeah, come on in and come on in and join us and listen and take part if you wish. And if you decide it's not for you, you don't have to continue.
I think Sharon very succinctly covered all that. But I think, also, I mean, what do you really have to lose? Like, come check it out.
I would say join with the spirit of adventure. And for those of you who are very sure you know who you are already, be prepared to be surprised because you will find things out about yourself and your people you thought you knew that will surprise and delight you. And you will most likely have a whole new perspective and your place in the world. And I have yet to see that be a negative thing. It's a transformation every time. It certainly has been for me.
Wow, wonderful!
That's amazing. I would say, if I'm gonna answer my own question, I would
Ew.
say, come join us, um, and don't fear, feeling like you're not good enough or feeling like you're somehow not going to fit in, because every tree, every person, we're called the grove, and where people are kind of like trees. So I would say every person, every tree has its place in our little grove, and we would love to welcome you with open arms. We will feed you with knowledge and sunlight and laughter and support for pretty much anything you need. We're all on a different journey. All our paths are
Mm.
headed in different directions, but we're all walking together and being mindful of each other's, footsteps, of each other's walk. So, yeah, that's my 2 cents.
And no matter what stage of growth you're in, we're all growing.
Exactly. Even if you feel you've been cut down, there will be regrowth.
You can sprout again.
Yep.
Yep.
Most times when things grow back, they grow back stronger.
Absolutely, we are all one.
Oh, and I have a question. I think it's a good closing question. You guys keep saying I'm a seasoned member. What am I seasoned with? One of my favorites is paprika, smoked for preference.
Can I have something slightly milder, please? Can I have something like, I don't know, korma or something? Just give me a mild
I'd
one.
say
I can't have a hot season, sorry.
I'd
That
say,
yeah.
ranch flavored breadcrumbs.
That does sound yummy.
I think Sharon just means you've been around for a while.
Yay! You've been around for
I
a while, Chrissy.
I just, I
That's a
find
good thing.
friends.
I'm very glad you're a seasoned member because it means we're doing something right.
I certainly do not stick around for the sake of sticking around. I like to think I am not a waster of time outside of I think everyone should waste a little time sometimes.
Yes.
But I am a careful guardian of my time because time is more precious than breath and less replaceable. So
Absolutely.
That's a good one. Oh
you
my
don't get
gosh,
your seconds
Chrissy,
back.
if you could do a blog even of just quotes, that's a good one.
I don't know where that one came from. I may have
Actually,
made that one up.
I think a blog of using this word again. I think a blog of empowerment would be good.
Yeah.
We can talk about that separately.
Thank
Thank
you for
you.
having us, Sharon and Kira. It's been a pleasure and a delight.
Yes,
Oh, wonderful.
thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to be in the group and work with both of you here. It's still
Yay.
Well,
Amazing.
I'm just so delighted that you guys have, decided to take your time out on a Saturday afternoon to join us, and it's been a pleasure. And we hope we'll definitely have you guys on again because it's been so amazing and so humbling to hear your experiences. And I know that the listeners will enjoy it as much as we do as well.
Yes. Well, okay, before we close, have I have one thing more to do, and everybody we have together has one more thing to do. So, my one more thing is to say thank you to all the listeners, and also to remind everyone where you could find us on social media. We are on Facebook at MagicKal Grove. We have a Facebook page, which is public. Stay tuned because many of our blogs are posted on the Facebook page. We also have the Magical Grove Facebook group, which is a private group. The group is private just to keep everyone's journeys and different posting, in a smaller group. So feel free to hit that join button and come along for the ride. You can also find us on YouTube under Magical Grove. We have our website, which you can find everything Magical Grove. It's just your one stop shop, as well as you can now book a reading with either Sharon or myself. Just go to www.magicalgrove.uk. Last but not least, you can also send us a message through our website or by emailing magicalgrove25@gmail.com.
Just to say thank you so much again to Elizabeth and Chrissy for joining us. And also, if any listeners has any comments to make, we'd love to hear them. So please send your comments or your questions. Even if you have any questions, we'd love to hear them as well because it would be really refreshing to read. And yeah, thank you for listening most of all, because without you, we wouldn't have the podcast. Yes. So anyway, that's about it for now.
All right, guys. So we only have one more thing left to do, and that's to say bye.
Bye. That's cute. I love that.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap like that.
That's a wrap.
Great minds.